Hey, I'm Lisa and welcome back to my channel. Today I have teamed up with Green and Black's Organic Chocolate to talk time out tips for moms. I've got 6 kids with a 7th on the way, and I run a business from my home, so let me tell you I have learned over the years the importance of taking a time out as a mom. Taking a little bit of time to invest in my own self-care, get away from the kids, get away from work is just so important because then it allows me to have the energy and attention needed to really give to my kids and to my work. I've teamed up with Green and Black's Organic Chocolate to create a recipe that will give a mom a time out, whether that time out happens in your car on the way to pick up your kids from school or on a quiet break from work. To create this time out treat, you need a couple of really simple ingredients. Vanilla Greek yogurt, berries, whatever you've got in the fridge. I use strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. Granola, and this is optional if you're trying to stay low carb. Toasted walnuts, a little bit of mint, and then I'm using dark chocolate. Green and Black's organic chocolate bars are made with hand-selected, ethically sourced cocoa beans for a truly premium chocolate experience. And then some plastic or glass jars, I just picked these up from my local craft supply store. So to create your timeout treat, you want to take your glass jar and fill it with layers of yogurt, berries, nuts, and granola, and basically repeat that process until your container is about 3/4 of the way full. Then you want to take your chocolate, about 4 to 6 squares, whatever you feel like, and you want to just chop it into small bits. Doesn't have to be perfect, just coarsely chop it, and you want to sprinkle a really nice layer on top of your yogurt concoction. And because I'm always striving to keep things pretty, I like to take a couple berries on top and a sprig of mint as a garnish. And then you can just seal up the container and you've got a timeout treat ready to go anytime you need it. Making time for yourself as a mom can be so difficult amidst so many competing demands of family, work, house responsibilities, taking care of your own personal health. It can honestly seem impossible to fit in time for you, but it is so possible. Here are a couple tips that I honestly think any mom can employ to get in a little bit of guilt-free, worry-free time out time. My first tip is to schedule it. I am such a believer that what actually goes into our calendars gets accomplished. I would encourage you to schedule your self-care time like you would any other important appointment, like a dentist appointment or like your kid's soccer practice. Put it into your calendar as a recurring appointment, even if it is just 15 minutes a week, if it's an hour a week, depending on your season of life. Book yourself a babysitter and just make sure you've got that time scheduled so it gets priority. My second tip is to turn off your phone. This is a really hard one. I think it's become a bit of a foreign concept in our very digital age today, but actually turn off your phone from time to time. I think it's just very natural that anytime we find a spare moment to reach for our phone, check what people are doing on social media, check your email. But I would encourage any mom out there to just step away from the phone and take a few minutes of quiet without distractions, without thinking about a bunch of stuff, and just focus on your breath, focus on your own thoughts. It might be uncomfortable at first, but I promise it is so restorative to just take a time out from social media and our phones. And then my third tip for moms to get time out time is to treat your car like a place of rest. I struggle with keeping my car clean, but because I spend so much time in my car, whether it be traveling for work or whether it be picking up and dropping off my kids at school, I've started to see my car as a bit more of an extension of my home. And so to make it a place of rest as opposed to a place where a bunch of junk and garbage goes can be really helpful for a mom to create a little time out time. So I like to have essential oil sprays in my car, which will give my body and my space a bit of a refresh. I like to tuck a few current magazines in the glove box, so when I do find that there's a moment that I can sit and just read a magazine, it's so enjoyable, as well as have an audiobook on my phone that is inspiring and invigorating. So even if it's just waiting for my kids from an appointment or from school, and I get there early enough to enjoy it, my car becomes a little place of rest. And of course, the car is a perfect place to enjoy a little timeout treat like I shared in my recipe in this video. If you like this video, I would love for you to give it a big thumbs up and to hit the subscribe button below. I publish videos on this topic. It's really important to me, the whole concept of self-care for moms. And so you can definitely check out other videos on self-care that I have created. And let me know in the comments below, what do you do to make sure that you get a bit of timeout time as a mom? What are your favorite things to do to relax, to unwind? What are your favorite things to indulge in to make sure that you feel like you've invested in your self-care? And you can learn more about Green and Black's organic chocolate in the link below. Products can be found at natural health and organic food shops and select major retailers such as Whole Foods, Sobeys, Metro, Loblaws, and Shoppers Drug Mart. Thanks so much for watching, and cheers to designing your beautiful life.